So guys, it looks like we are live. What is up everybody? Thrift School over here, and right now I am in Savannah, Georgia. And if you guys know me, if you follow my channel, if you watch my channel, then you know for a fact that I live in Connecticut. So I'm over in New England and I'm all the way down here. So I've been driving straight from Connecticut right down the East Coast, and I'm probably going to end up all the way down in Miami and possibly heading out a little bit further towards New Orleans, possibly Houston, areas like that. So one thing that really started to get on my mind while we wait for some people to pop in here, and of course guys, when you're in the live feed, because this video is live, post all your questions you have. I will try my best to answer as many as I can throughout this live stream. We're gonna basically do a whole Q&A thing towards the end here, but I will answer a bunch throughout the video. So one thing I was really thinking about when I was driving down here was, okay, which states are, better for thrifting? Because I always see people saying, my state, we just don't have the things that you have up there in New England, in Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, all that. And it's a lot harder for me to make a living or to even work part-time selling online. And I always told people, well, there's still opportunities out there, and it's almost hard for me to say that because I had never been to all of these states before. So now I'm really driving around, going to each one of these states, going to these towns and hitting up these thrift stores. And I do have a video coming out of me thrifting in Charleston. I've already filmed me thrifting and hitting up pawn shops and stuff like that in Savannah. And so those videos are going to be coming, and not to give it all away, but it is much more difficult to thrift in some of these states than New England. And I'm gonna say for a fact that South Carolina, everywhere that we hit up, we went to Myrtle Beach, didn't find much, went to Charleston, didn't find much, went to some of the towns in between, didn't find much. And to be completely honest guys, if you live in South Carolina, not saying all of South Carolina, but along the coast, those Goodwills are tiny. The pawn shops don't have a lot in them, and they just weren't the best. If I lived there, I probably wouldn't be doing as well as I am up in Connecticut. Now, in Connecticut, I find things in abundance, whether it be sealed games, sealed electronics, I mean, even used electronics that are worth money, just kitchen stuff, great brands of clothing, all of this awesome stuff. And I see a comment that just popped in from Greta Brown saying, please come to Houston and tell me what you think. So I was in Houston in July, and I already have videos on my YouTube channel of me hitting up pawn shops and thrifting in Houston, and I thought it was phenomenal for pawn shops. Thrifting was not bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. And pawn shops were phenomenal, way better than pawn shops up in Connecticut or Massachusetts or New York. I can't really say too much on because I haven't hit up New York thrift stores too much. But honestly, guys, the thrifting down south is a little bit tougher. I'm going to be in Jacksonville soon, Jacksonville, Florida, and I hear Florida is great. Lots of thrift stores, lots of pawn shops, lots of secondhand stores, tag sales, because it's Thursday right now. I'm going to be in Florida during the weekend, so hopefully I'll hit up some tag sales around the Jacksonville area, and should be pretty, should be pretty freaking sweet. Hopefully I find a lot of awesome stuff down there, and I will keep you guys updated. I am recording and filming this entire thing on my camera right here. I do also have a lot of questions asking what kind of camera I use. It's the Canon G7X. I picked this thing up used on eBay. It's like $400 and something, but great camera, amazing quality. So yeah, what I'm finding, and I'm in Charleston at the moment. We're in a pretty nice hotel. You can see the view back there. It's look at that, big river. It's pretty nice. But that's kind of what I'm seeing. That down south isn't as good as up north. Now, if you want to start going up the East Coast, so I'm in Connecticut, so let's say we're in Massachusetts, I find that Massachusetts isn't as good as Connecticut either. Connecticut seems to be a pretty nice prime location. I don't know what it is. Could be all the people that work in New York, work in Boston, but they live in Connecticut in the suburbs, and they take the trains. So everybody's living in this spot, so there's an excess of stuff. I mean, Connecticut's crowded with people, guys. So there's just, these thrift stores are overflowing with merchandise. I go in every single day, and I did do a 7-day, I believe, or was it a 5-day? Goodwill challenge. It's on my channel, where I went to the exact same Goodwill around the same time for 5 days in a row, I think it was, and I found stuff every single day. That's how quick, and that was just one Goodwill, and that's how quick the turnover rate is over there. I see at these thrift stores, I mean, guys, you're gonna see the video coming out hopefully tomorrow. Some of these shelves are so bare. I don't know how these thrift stores stay in business. They're just so bare. The book section, they must sell. Also, guys, different sections of the country sell online. So maybe in South Carolina, they pull the new in box stuff and they sell it on Amazon and eBay. I've seen that a lot. Same thing with books. I did notice that the book sections down south here, down in South Carolina and Georgia, they didn't really have a book section. They had a tiny little nook in the corner with maybe 100 books total, maybe. And so that makes me think that they are definitely pulling the expensive ones, scanning them, selling them online themselves before they even put it out onto the floor. Same thing with video games and a bunch of CDs and DVDs and things like that. I notice. Board games, I found one sealed board game at one place. Normally, even if they're kind of janky, you'll find a few sealed board games, and I couldn't find any unless there's a lot of resellers down here. I don't think that's true either, because I hit up a lot of different thrift stores, guys, in multiple states. So it's really, you know, it's all over the place. So I'm gonna just take a quick look at this comment feed right now, because we got a bunch of comments coming in right now. Yeah, Golden Age Games is in the house. What's up, Ian? He's saying New York is great. Yeah, New York is definitely good for thrifting. I feel like a lot of New England is. I can't really speak for Maine, Vermont, and New Hampshire. Haven't thrifted up there. I can't imagine it's that great compared to the more populated areas, but maybe it is. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I have heard from somebody that New Hampshire is very good for thrifting, so we will see. Trainer Stash says he hasn't thrifted in forever. He just buys bulk off of eBay. So I definitely do that. And this is the thing, where if you live in a state or in a region where thrifting just doesn't do it for you, I've bought bulk on eBay. Anybody can do it. If you want to sit at home, buy bulk on eBay. And by buying bulk on eBay, we mean I've bought lots of video games, especially video games that are scratched up, and I like to buy the non-working video game lots. I have a disc cleaner, guys, and shameless plug, down below in the description, there's an affiliate link for the disc cleaner I use. And guys, that thing, I don't really care about looking at the condition of discs most of the time. If there's a deep scratch in there where you could feel the groove, it's probably not going to fix that, but it's going to fix 99% of the discs I come across. So I grab anything. I will buy the damaged video game lots on eBay if I can find a good enough deal, and I will just buy them, fix them up, stick them through my disc cleaner, and sell them. And you can make a great profit doing that. You can buy bulk clothing on eBay, bulk everything on eBay, and then resell it back on eBay or resell it on Amazon, and it works phenomenally. Especially things that are, you know, a lot of people might be restricted in CDs on Amazon, so they're starting to sell them on eBay. eBay gets flooded, price comes down. If you're not restricted in certain categories, you can do that. Just buy them on eBay, send them into Amazon. Definitely an option, but that's only for people with regions like what I've been seeing, where eBay might be where Goodwill might be taking these items off of the floor or before they even go out onto the floor and sending them off to Amazon themselves, or keeping them in the back room and selling them on Amazon. I do see in Austin, Texas, where Bonafide Hustler lives, they have glass cases where they do auctions, and so they'll have a Nintendo 64, and up in Connecticut, yeah, they'll price it high. It'll be like $50 for a Nintendo 64, which nobody's going to buy, maybe on a half-off day. But in Austin, they'll take it, stick it in a glass case, and people will bid on it at a thrift store, which is weird to me. Goodwill can get a little greedy sometimes, obviously. We all know that. But I definitely want to see, we have Sherry Applegate saying lots of garage sales in Florida. Yeah, so that's something I'm super excited for. I haven't hit up a garage sale in a long time. Winters in Connecticut are not the best for garage sales. I mean, it gets cold pretty much at the end of September, middle of September, you don't see them anymore. And they don't come back until about May or June, really. So that's kind of the issue with living up there. You get a very short garage sale season, but that usually means that they're better because everybody's coming out each weekend with a lot of stuff because they know that this is their one time to sell it. So I do like that as well. Jesse Burr says he's lived in Charleston for a year. Amazing people there. Honestly, some of the best people there. Super nice. The place is gorgeous. We stayed right in downtown historic Charleston, which was amazing. I loved it. So with picking up these items that I'm getting coming down the coast, going to, all the Goodwills, going to the pawn shops and things like that, I'm buying these items and I'm keeping them in the back of my car. And then last night, me and Kristen, we sat down and we prepped every single item, stuck the labels on it, packaged it, and dropped it off at UPS this morning. That's the great thing about Amazon FBA. You can totally do this on the road without a doubt. I mean, it's simple to do it on the road, really. You got to spend a night working, but that's okay. And in Jacksonville, I'm going to be working. In Miami, I'm going to hit up a few thrift stores, of course. I hear they're good down there. I mean, they're crazy down there, lots of competition, but they do look pretty good. Arena Accessories says, dude, make sure you enjoy your vacation too. Of course, I'm definitely not working the whole time. We're going to be going out tonight doing some fun stuff, going out tomorrow doing some fun stuff. If you guys follow me over on Instagram, you've seen that I've been, posting pictures of all these cool places I'm going to, and my most recent YouTube video, you guys see we walked through the downtown area, we went to a cat cafe, drank wine, and pet cats. It was pretty awesome. So I'm definitely enjoying myself as well. Paul says, we have thrifters all the way from Orlando to Maine. Oh, they've thrifted a couple times from Orlando to Maine. It's crazy good from Virginia north. Yeah, that's got to be the thing. Once you get up north, the thrift stores just seem to be pretty darn good. I see Resale Rabbit. He's north, but he's in the center of the country. He does pretty damn good also. And a lot of the thrift stores in Wisconsin and where else is he? Minnesota, I believe. So he's up in that area, and those thrift stores seem to be really good as well. The Valley Picker is saying New Hampshire is good. Yeah, definitely. Darren is saying the Bayou is excellent for thrifting. Well, we're going to be hitting up New Orleans, so we'll see. And, hopefully we can find some good stuff in Florida. I'm very excited for that. The disc repair machine I use is the JFJ Easy Pro, just to reiterate, because we're still getting questions on that. Let's see what we have. Church thrift stores selling donated goods are always a good place to thrift. Most of the time no one goes because they're embarrassed someone they know might see them buying thrift store clothes. So with church thrift stores, it's kind of a hit or miss for me. They're usually a lot smaller. You're not going to have a lot of options in there. Yeah, you might find one or two good things, but also the turnover rate is very slow. You go into these thrift stores, a church thrift store, up north, this is what I see. You can go in 1 week and not find anything for a month because just not that much is getting donated as like a Goodwill or a Savers or a Salvation Army, something like that. Golden Age Games says this hotel has amazing internet. I don't know about that. We are using 5 megabits per second, so I guess that's all right. It's working pretty good. It's better than my house, right? Hitting up the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I don't know if we're going to... we'd be driving through Mississippi to get to New Orleans. I don't think we'd be stopping there at all, sadly, but that's just the way it is. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York State, and Vermont doesn't have sales tax on clothing and shoes. I've noticed that in certain areas that I've driven through, some have sales tax, some don't. Myrtle Beach was like 10%, a little bit more, I think, in some parts. For food, it was like 15%. It was insane. Connecticut does have a tax on used clothing and new clothing, so that tax I always have to pay up in Connecticut. But down here, I find that a lot of thrift stores don't charge tax because you don't have to charge tax on used clothing, so that or used goods. So that's very helpful to save a little bit of money, especially if you live down here. But I'd rather spend the tax and have a lot more items in my car and in my cart at the end of the day. That is, I feel like, what really matters. Noam says, damn, someone just requested an item and was completely insulting and had red flags everywhere. The lady wanted me to pay a full refund and then she will ship the item. eBay sided with me and helped. That's awesome. I've had people like that. I should have recorded it in my video, but I had somebody messaging me on eBay on my phone telling me he will not pay a penny more for my items. I was like, all right then. I mean, you can offer me what you're going to offer me, and if I take it, I take it. But I don't get why people have to be so just in your face, like you are going to take this offer, you're going to accept this return, you're going to do this. It's not how it works, guys, but I see that all the time. Some sellers and buyers are insane. Mostly buyers are insane sometimes. But that's pretty much what I've seen and what I've noticed coming up and down the East Coast. I will have a video coming for you guys tomorrow of the Savannah area. Hopefully Jacksonville is much, much better, and I have a really awesome video for you guys. I mean, I did find some stuff today. Don't get me wrong. I found some stuff that I'm going to make some money on, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Hopefully in Jacksonville I find so much more, and I will have a super entertaining video for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions or comments. Let me know about anything up and down this East Coast area where I'm at. Like I said, I'm in Georgia, going to be in Florida, New Orleans, that area. So if you know any cool hidden spots, definitely let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to check them out, make a video there. And yeah, that'd be really cool. Till next time, guys, this is Thrift School, signing out. See ya.